Hola! Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use Voki.com, which you're going to be using for your podcast assignment. So you're going to go up into the address bar here and type in Voki.com, that's VOKI.com, and it's going to take you to this screen. So I don't need you guys to create an account. If you want to, you're welcome to do so, but it's going to be a little bit easier for you if you just start right out creating your avatar and recording your podcast. So you can click right here, create, and that's going to load. And once it loads, it's going to give you an avatar and a background to begin with. So this one's a little bit silly, a poodle. If you look on the podcast rubric that I gave everyone, you are not going to want to use a silly poodle with balloons in the background for your project because your avatar should reflect something about either Hispanic culture or about the content of your podcast. So something that's related to the organization that you have created and you're advertising in order to combat prejudice and discrimination in schools. So first you can go to backgrounds. You click right here and it's a little bit small, but if you look closely it says animated, holidays, obscure, sports, indoors. So you can go through here and pick something that's relevant to your podcast. So I'm going to pick this one because it shows a high school hallway. Now, don't feel obligated to use that one. I want you guys to be creative with this, but make sure that anything that you choose as a background or an avatar and anything that you say in your podcast is school appropriate. So, since I've picked a background, I'm going to click this green button here that says done. And now I'm going to customize my character. So this is the avatar here. I'll click on this little head here, and there are dogs, cats, lots of silly stuff on here. There are also notable characters, like this one is Abraham Lincoln, this one is Gandhi. But again, we want it to be something that's related to your podcast. So it might be fun for you guys to find an avatar that actually looks like you. So if it says only in Voki Classroom right here, then you are not going to be able to use that. And those are also denoted here by the graduation caps. That's for premium subscribers who actually pay to use this website. And we're going to be using the free version. So we're not going to bother with any of those. But I'm sure we can find one here. So I'll just click on this one here. And you can go here and choose a different hairstyle. If you wanted to look something like you. You can also change the lips. If you want your avatar to look like you or to look a specific way. Clothing, that's another thing you can change. Again, school appropriate attire, please. So I'm just going to pick a sweater. And there's a section on here for bling, so you can pick glasses for your character. There's some jewelry and fun things like that. So play around with it, but make sure that you aren't spending too much time on this because you only have so much time in the computer lab, and you need to make sure you have time to record your podcast. So I think I'm all done. This is the avatar I'm going to stick with. I'll click done. And here it says give it a voice. So I'm going to show you this first, just because it's kind of cool. This is not what we're going to be using for this specific project, but it's kind of fun to use. So you can type your text like, say, hola, ¿Cómo estás? I'm trying to use the Mac characters here to do accents, and it's lagging on me a little bit. So, hola, ¿cómo estás, chica? So, I'm going to select under accent and language, Spanish. And there are different voices here. So there's Alberto, Javier, who is Mexicana, Paulina, Rosa. So Rosa, now I can click right here on this arrow.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, chica?
Hola, ¿cómo estás, chica? That's Rosa. Now, let's say I want somebody from Spain. So Jorge, Castilla. So Castilian Spanish is what they speak in Spain. That's what it's typically called. It's because in Spain, there was a region called Castilla back in the day. Spain used to have different regions that all spoke different dialects, and eventually, because of some historic events, Castilian Spanish became known as the Spanish that we use today. So, Jorge.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, chica?
So it sounds different, and it's kind of fun. You can play around with that at home, but make sure you're not spending too much time on that for this. Now, there are two different ways that you can record your actual podcast here. You can click here. If your computer has a microphone, or if you have an external microphone. Now, some of you may not have that in the computer lab. So you have to allow access for that, so I'll click allow and close. And I can record, so. Hola, me llamo Elena. Soy de Grand Rapids. Stop. Hola, me llamo Elena. Soy de Grand Rapids. So, if that was going to be what I actually wanted to say for my podcast, I would save it and click done. Oh. Actually, you need to click the X first. And so, another way is to call in your podcast. So, I have this phone number and a passcode. If you have a cell phone and you're able to call this number, then go ahead and try that out. It is a New York phone number, so you shouldn't receive any charges. So now I'm getting a message from Voki explaining what I'm calling. So now I need to enter my 8-digit passcode, which is 43069257. It says get ready at the tone. Record the message you want. Hola, me llamo Señorita Darasha, soy una estudiante en la Universidad de Michigan. Yo soy indígena y tengo 2 hermanos. Mi hermana mayor tiene 8 hijos, entonces tengo muchos sobrinos y una familia muy grande. Yo vivo en Ann Arbor y estoy enseñando al colegio ahora de Walled Lake. Y me gusta mucho. Bueno. So now that I'm done with my sample recording, I'm going to hit pound. So it said to hear your message on the phone, press 1. To save it, press 2. I want to save it, so I'm going to press 2 on my cell phone. And now we can see that it's processing on the Voki website.
Hola, me llamo Señorita Teresa, soy una estudiante en la Universidad de Michigan. Yo soy indígena y tengo 2 hermanos. Mi hermana mayor tiene 8 hijos, entonces tengo muchos sobrinos y una familia muy grande. Yo vivo en Ann Arbor y estoy enseñando en el colegio ahora de Walled Lake. Y me gusta mucho. Bueno, so now that I'm done with my sample recording, I'm going to hit pound.
Great. So I'll click save because that's what I want for now. And I can click done. So,
Hola, me llamo señorita Teresa, soy una estudiante en la Universidad de Michigan.
so I'll pause it. We can see that it's working the way I want it to. And since it's working, we're going to hit publish. I'm going to put my first name in the first initial of my last name, so D for Daresha, and then what hour you're in. So if you're in third period, then Rachel D3. If you're in fifth hour, you can put a 5 at the end. Just make sure it corresponds to your class and click save. So I can click no thanks here. I don't have to actually create an account. My scene has been saved, so I'm going to close, but I need to take this and send it to a friend, which you're going to be sending it to me and Senorita Tate. So you'll type in your name, let's say Rachel D, your email address. So this is not my actual email address, but we'll say racheld@email.com. And then your friend's email. Now your friend is me, and your other friend is Senorita Tate. So you're going to type in our email addresses as I had on your assignment. After I typed that in, I hit enter on the keyboard, so it went down to my recipient list. Now we'll put in Senorita Tate at WLCSD.org. And now they're both on there. So I'm going to put in the subject first name, last initial, the number of what class period I'm in, and then Voki assignment. And if you want to leave us a little note here, that's fine. So I'll click send, and the message has been sent. Now, if you want to keep a record of this just so you can show your parents or anything like that, you might want to send it to yourself as well so you have a copy of it. Now, I am going to recommend that you guys use the cell phone feature since most of you have cell phones you can use anyway. It's a lot simpler than trying to use the microphone, and as you can see, I got it to work pretty easily. But if you have questions, I can help you in class, and we can make sure that you get everything done. Bueno, nos vemos. Hasta luego.